Bret Stephens said that we need to drop all this Nazi stuff, stop the lurid historical comparisons to past dictators. I wonder which dictator he's thinking of. Number 25.
You've quoted General Milley calling Donald Trump a fascist. You yourself have not used that word to describe him. Let me ask you tonight, do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. Darn straight. Darn Skippy, he's a fascist. You know, it's like porn. You see it when you know it. You can just tell a fascist by his fascistic tendencies, unburdened by what might have happened before, might be burdened by what happened in the future. Now, some of the people on the left, like the panelists on the 5, Jessica Tarloff, they've had to admit that, the decline of Joe Biden is something that we all knew. We should have known it. We should have acknowledged it. And we look like idiots for having ignored it. Number 31.
Well, I don't think there's anything to do right this second. I think strategy will obviously be different going into future elections. I think people are going to be much more skeptical of what they're being told by people that are close to candidates. I mean, this is someone who throughout his career has had a very tight inner circle, but the extremeness of that seems unprecedented from looking at this. And this article is going to be tough for people to ignore because it's so well sourced and reported. It's not someone saying like, oh, I saw Joe Biden walked in the wrong direction or something, right? Like this is a lot of people, and they have a lot of people on the record, going in both directions of it. And Democrats saying things like, I think it was Senator Heinrich, that he spent more time with President Obama than he did with President Biden, and he was much less senior then, right? He just came in, and Obama was giving him much more time. So there was obviously more of an openness.
I think she meant a politician named Himes, not Heinrich, but it doesn't matter. Bottom line is they talked to 50 people on the record and some off the record in compiling this very lengthy article about Joe Biden's obvious mental decline and how the media covered it up. Scott Jennings, the Republican on CNN, said this, number 27.
Time. Those exchanges should be short and focused, according to the people who received the messages directly from White House aides. If the president was having an off day, meetings would be scrapped altogether. Scott Jennings, you were just talking about this, so I'll go to you first because I know you have a lot to say, but this piece does show Biden having all of these sort of walls up.
Yeah.
And the walls kept getting higher and higher as the years went on.
This is the biggest scandal in America, and the level and volume of people who dedicated themselves to lying to everyone at home about this man's condition for 4 straight years up through this summer is breathtaking. It's a scandal of epic proportions, and it's a fair question to ask, who is running the country? Who has been running the country? And as I said earlier, if you're worried about Donald Trump's advisors having influence, for the last 4 years, apparently this president, duly elected, but this president was not capable of fulfilling the duties of the office. And his staff and the White House lied about it and kept it from the American people. It's an absolute scandal.
Look, I'll say 2 things. One is that I think Joe Biden, despite all this, had a very successful tenure. You may disagree, but I think on politics...
had a very successful tenure. 12 million illegal aliens in the country. 2 million so-called gotaways. Those are so-called known gotaways. There are unknown gotaways. How many of them? We don't know because they're unknown. Record inflation. Disastrous pullout from Afghanistan that emboldened Xi Jinping, that emboldened Hamas, that emboldened Hezbollah, that emboldened the Houthis, that emboldened Iran. This is a successful presidency. Gas prices 50% higher. The average family of 4 paying around $1,200 a month more for the same goods and services that family paid 4 years ago. DEI all throughout the federal government, including the military. What is Biden's approval rating right now? 38%, if that. But that's successful? Are you kidding me? It was Jim Himes of Connecticut, top Democrat in the House Intel Committee. He said, quote, I really had no personal contact with this president. I had more personal contact with Obama, which is sort of strange because I was a lot more junior. We come back. Chris Cillizza, one of the former senior politics editor of CNN, apologizes for ignoring Biden's mental and physical decline. Thanks for watching these clips from The Larry Elder Show. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss a moment. More thought-provoking discussions are just a click away, so stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.